he's doing. They think he's the best thing since, I don't know, sliced bread or whatever. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, what do these people see in this man that I really don't see? Okay? And I don't see how anybody else sees it either.
Are they wealthy? Or at least well off?
I don't know. I really don't know. I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it.
Seems like most of the people who like Obama tend to be people who don't have to work very hard for their money. When it's the middle class and the people who are struggling paycheck to paycheck, they're the ones who are tend to be, the ones who don't like Obama because he screwed our economy. On top of which, people who are looking way ahead, there's going to be the amount of violence that happens once we all start infighting because the resources are stretching thin, so to speak.
Right. Well, I don't know. I was kind of hoping that he didn't last until 2016. I was kind of hoping that these sheriffs marching into Washington would have had some what do they call that, warrants and stuff in their hands, and in trying to make some changes. But yeah, needless to say, that didn't happen. So here we are, another day with the man in office that that most of us just can't stand, and we're going to have to deal with this for a lot longer than we thought that we were going to have to.
Oh yeah, we're in this for the long haul. I don't think that things are going to even look even slightly good until I myself are in my late 80s. I think that by the time I'm in my 50s, there's going to be massive water wars, so to speak, people fighting over resources, because that's the next thing that's coming. People will realize that fresh water that's potable and it's being drank will be, such a commodity that people are going to be probably trading things in gallons of water at some point, because we're just taking over everything. And it seems to be, like, for instance, it seems like there's this whole under-the-table treaty where we're selling water to China from the Great Lakes.
Right. Well, look, take for instance, people take so many things for granted, okay? We were saying, Keith was on the show with us the other night, and we were talking about technology and stuff, and, I said the thing that I said a few times. I can't believe how many times you sit down to do a dinner with your family and stuff, and, you look around the table, and everybody's sitting there on their phones and, whatever, having a grand old time, but nobody's having a conversation with each other. It's quite a shame, actually, that people are so attached to their phones that their phones are like, sitting there, they're attached to them at the hip, and they're not going to let that phone go for nothing. But you know what? Once that phone goes down, that laptop, that, I don't know, name any gadget, it doesn't matter what gadget you name, it's going to be the same situation, that people are so attached to this stuff, that once the power grid goes down, or, they don't have that luxury anymore, you watch how people are going to start freaking out. And you know what? Even more so than if there's no food and water. I guarantee you heard it here first, I guarantee you people go crazy, more crazy for no electronics than they do for no food and no water. Because I think in their mind, they think as long as they have electronics, they'll have a way to be able to get food and water. And you know what? That's a crazy thought to have in your mind, because it's nowhere near the truth. Nowhere near the truth.
It comes down to, like, if you watch the documentary, the Great American Blackout, it basically covers exactly what's probably going to be happening in the near future. They talk about a cyber attack on our electrical infrastructure, and as soon as that gets taken out, and there's nothing to basically keep order within the streets, refrigerate our food, control, traffic lights, everything's going to go into total chaos. Roads are going to go into the gridlock. people are going to be, not able to store the normal foods that we keep around, like meat, everything else.
Right.
And nobody in this normal society, at least a very, very small majority, know how to dry meat and hunt for their own food, and they're trying to eliminate people like that.
Right. Yep. I agree.
They want to eliminate people.
Well, look, this is what we're gonna do. Right now, I'm actually at. I'm gonna be picking up my computer that's been down for a couple days here, and I'm actually pulling up to the tech's office. So we're gonna be doing this probably again tomorrow during the daytime before we do the show tomorrow night. So we'll do one during the day tomorrow, and then we'll do one tomorrow night. So everybody. Please pay attention, look for it, listen for it, and we're going to try to get back on track. And knowing that Z's okay and he's not buried in the snow any longer, that's good for us to know. So anything you want to close with? Anything you got going on, or?
Not at the moment. I got some things coming down the pipe, but like I said last week, I'm just trying to keep it a little secret before I drop it. So when I get a little closer to being finished with it, then I will, bring that up on the podcast. But if you want to take us out, I'm good to go.
Okay. All righty, brother. Well, I'm just glad that we got a chance to catch up and got to do a little show, and we will definitely do this again. So.
Same here, definitely. Keep in touch and take us out.
All righty. Until next time, we have been your hosts, Rage Against the Regime podcast. Until next time, bye-bye.
This is the Rage Against the Regime podcast. Like Rage Against the Regime podcast on Facebook or tweet us at RATR Podcast. If you'd like to send us an email, it's rageagainsttheregimepodcast@gmail.com. And of course, you can call or text us at 256-344-RATR. That's 256-344-7287.